Hey, coin collectors! Have you ever wondered if there's a 1965 Washington quarter hiding in your collection that's worth thousands, maybe even millions of dollars? Well, today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1965 quarter, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance but can fetch an extraordinary price if you're lucky enough to have a rare variation 1965 Washington quarter worth millions. The 1965 Washington quarter holds a special place in American numismatic history. This was the year the U.S. Mint transitioned from using 90% silver in quarters to the copper-nickel clad composition we see today. In fact, 1964 was the last year quarters were struck in silver. But here's where things get interesting. In the rush to transition to the new material, some 1965 quarters were mistakenly struck on leftover 90% silver planchets. These error coins are what makes certain 1965 quarters so incredibly valuable today. So, how do you know if you've hit the jackpot? It's all about the material your 1965 quarter is made of. While most were made of the new copper-nickel clad, a very small number were accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from 1964. These rare silver errors are worth a fortune. Some have sold for tens of thousands and even millions at auctions. One famous example is a 1965 Washington quarter that sold for over $7,000 at auction. And if the condition is top-notch, like an uncirculated silver error quarter, prices can skyrocket even further. Now, you're probably wondering, how can you tell if your 1965 quarter is one of these rare silver error coins? Here's what to look for. Check the edge. Most 1965 quarters will have a copper-colored edge because they are made of copper-nickel. But if you spot a coin with a solid silver edge, you might be holding a silver error. Silver quarters weigh around 6.25 grams, whereas copper-nickel quarters weigh 5.67 grams. If you have a coin scale, this is the quickest way to identify a potential silver planchet quarter. Even a small difference in weight can mean a big difference in value. Even if you have a silver error quarter, the condition or grade of the coin will play a huge role in its value. Coins that have been well preserved and kept in nearly perfect condition, known as mint state (MS) coins, can fetch the highest prices. A coin that has been circulated heavily, on the other hand, may still be worth a lot, but not nearly as much as one in pristine condition. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can help determine the exact condition of your coin, and trust me, getting a high grade can make the difference between a few thousand and hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars. While the silver planchet error is the star of the show, there are other rare error varieties for the 1965 quarter that collectors are hunting for. These include double dies, off-center strikes, and other minting mistakes that can add value to your coin. Now, if you're lucky enough to find one of these rare error coins, where should you sell it? There are a few options. You can go through online auction platforms like eBay, or even better, submit it to a reputable auction house like Heritage Auctions, which specializes in rare coins. For truly valuable finds, it's always a good idea to have your coin professionally graded and authenticated. So, before you overlook that 1965 quarter in your change jar, take a closer look. You could be sitting on a rare silver error that's worth life-changing money. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep an eye out for these rare coins. We're diving into a 1989 Washington quarter that could be worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around to find out how this ordinary coin can become extraordinary. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been an American classic since 1932, but today, we're focusing on the 1989 quarter minted in Philadelphia, marked by the P Mint mark. 1989 marked the production of over 512 million Washington quarters at the Philadelphia Mint. So, how could one of these common coins be worth so much? When determining the value of a 1989 P quarter, there are three main factors to consider: rarity, condition, and errors or varieties. Let's break these down. While the 1989 P quarter isn't inherently rare in terms of mintage numbers, certain varieties and error coins can make them extremely valuable. If your quarter has little to no wear, meaning it's in mint state condition, it could be worth far more than face value. Coins graded by professional services, like PCGS or NGC, in high grades such as MS67 or higher, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Errors are where the real jackpot lies. Look out for doubling on the lettering or Washington's face, off-center strikes, or even a rare planchet error. These mistakes can make a coin from 1989 skyrocket in value. So, how much have these quarters sold for? Well, let's look at some examples. In 2020, a 1989p quarter in flawless MS68 condition sold for over $5,000 at auction. But it doesn't stop there. Some error coins, like those with significant double strikes or rare planchet issues, have sold for even more. Now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 1989p quarter is worth more than just 25 cents? Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for any signs of wear. The less wear, the higher the grade. Check for any doubling on Washington's portrait, the lettering, or even around the edges. Off-center strikes or any odd shapes on the coin could also signal an error. If you think your quarter is in fantastic shape or has an error, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A graded coin can increase its value exponentially. So, could your 1989p quarter be worth millions? While the chances are slim, with high-grade coins and rare errors selling for thousands, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. You never know, that quarter in your pocket right now could be your hidden treasure. We're talking about a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1995 D Washington quarter, that has caught the attention of collectors worldwide. Believe it or not, this coin could be worth a fortune. So, if you've got one laying around, you may want to stick around until the end of this video to find out why it's so special. Before we dive into what makes this 1995 D quarter so valuable, let's first talk a little bit about its background. This quarter was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark under the date. In 1995, millions of these Washington quarters were produced, making them a common coin at the time. These quarters feature George Washington on the front, like most U.S. quarters, and an eagle on the reverse side. So, you might be wondering, what makes this 1995 D quarter worth more than just 25 cents? The answer lies in a few rare characteristics and minting errors that make specific coins incredibly valuable to collectors. Let's talk about mint errors first. Some of these 1995 D quarters were struck with unique errors that drastically increased their value. These can include double die obverse, off-center strikes, and more. A double die error occurs when the design is struck twice but slightly off from the first strike, making parts of the coin appear doubled. Another aspect that drives up the value is the condition of the coin. If your quarter has been kept in near-perfect condition, or what collectors call mint state condition, it could be worth a significant amount more than a circulated coin with wear and tear. Now, for the big question, how much is this quarter actually worth? For most 1995 D quarters, the value is just around face value or slightly higher in circulated condition. But, coins in top-tier condition or with rare mint errors can be worth thousands, even millions of dollars at auction. In fact, one 1995 D quarter with exceptional mint state quality and a double die error fetched over $10,000 in a recent auction. That's right, a single 1995 D quarter could potentially change your life if it has the right qualities. So, if you've got some quarters lying around, it might be time to pull them out and give them a closer look. Okay, so how do you know if your 1995 D quarter is one of the valuable ones? Here's what you need to do to make sure your quarter has the D mint mark. Look for any doubling in the letters or numbers, especially on the obverse side of the coin. The less wear, the better. Coins that look brand new, even though they're decades old, are highly sought after by collectors. If you think your coin might be rare or valuable, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade. So, there you have it. The 1995 D Washington quarter may seem like just another coin, but with the right mint errors or in pristine condition, it could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. If you have any 1995 D quarters, I highly recommend taking a closer look, and who knows? You might just strike it rich. We're talking about the 1999 D Washington quarter. Yes, you heard it right, a quarter that could be worth millions of dollars. Do you have this quarter lying around in your pocket change? It might look like an ordinary quarter, but there are some special versions of this coin that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. Let's dive in and see what makes the 1999 D quarter so valuable. First, let's get into a little background. The 1999 D quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program, which started in 1999. It was a major event in U.S. coinage history, with each quarter honoring one of the 50 states. The D mint mark tells us that this quarter was minted in Denver. Millions of these coins were made, so why could one be worth millions? The answer lies in a combination of factors. The most valuable 1999 D Washington quarters are those that are in pristine condition, specifically those graded as MS68 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. These coins are almost flawless, with no scratches or blemishes. But it's not just about condition, there are also some rare error coins and varieties that drive the price up. Some of the errors that make these quarters valuable include misstrikes, off-center errors, and doubled dies. If you find one of these rare errors in mint state, you're in for a big payday. In fact, some 1999 D Washington quarters in top condition have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. For example, one quarter in MS68 condition sold at auction for over $1,000,000. That's right, a single 25-cent coin fetching over $1 million. These are the rarest of the rare, and collectors are willing to go to great lengths to get their hands on them. Now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these valuable 1999 D quarters? First, you'll want to inspect the condition. If the coin looks flawless or close to it, with a sharp strike and minimal wear, you could be in luck. Next, check for any errors or varieties, like doubling on Washington's face or the lettering. If you see something unusual, that could be a sign you've got a rare one. And remember, even if you think you have a valuable coin, the best way to know for sure is to get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give it an official grade and certification, which can massively increase its value. So there you have it, the story behind the 1999 D Washington quarter that could turn your 25 cents into millions. Whether you're a serious collector or just someone curious about the world of coins, keep an eye out for this one. You never know, one lucky find could change your life. We're diving deep into what makes this coin so special and whether yours could be one of the rare gems. The 1999 quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's groundbreaking state quarters program. This series began with 5 quarters representing Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. The quarters were minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia, which left the P mint mark, and Denver, marked with a D. But what makes a seemingly ordinary 1999 P mint mark quarter potentially worth millions? Let's find out. Now, not every 1999 P quarter is worth a fortune. The value of a coin depends on several factors: rarity, condition, and any possible errors or varieties. Error coins, those that were struck improperly, are often highly sought after by collectors. And sometimes, an unnoticed flaw can make all the difference. The 1999 P quarter is known to have a few rare error varieties, including the famous doubled die error, where the design appears to be doubled due to a mistake during the minting process. Additionally, there are off-center strikes and other unique minting errors that can skyrocket a coin's value. The condition of your coin is also crucial. Coins graded as mint state, meaning they're in nearly perfect condition, are the ones that fetch the highest prices at auction. Even a small scratch or dent can lower the value, so handling these coins with care is a must. Several 1999 P quarters have sold at auction for thousands, and in some cases, rare varieties have fetched prices in the hundreds of thousands, even approaching $1 million. For instance, one pristine 1999 P Delaware quarter with an incredible error sold for over $50,000. Imagine finding one of these rare coins in your collection. So, how can you tell if your 1999 P quarter is worth big money? Start by checking for any unusual errors like doubling of the design, misalignment, or even incorrect metal composition. Use a magnifying glass to examine the fine details, and if you think you've got something special, consider having it professionally graded. While most 1999 P quarters are worth only 25 cents, there are rare exceptions that could make you rich. So, be sure to check your change carefully, you never know what treasure you might find. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their values, hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories. Who knows? The next coin in your pocket could be worth millions. Have you ever come across a 2000 P Washington quarter dollar in your change and wondered if it could be worth a fortune? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about one specific version of this coin that has caught the attention of collectors and is valued at millions of dollars. Let's start with a brief history. The 2000p Washington quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint and is part of the 50 state quarters program. The 2000 design features New Hampshire, Virginia, South Carolina, and Maryland. These coins were released to celebrate the state's history, but did you know that there are certain 2000p quarters that are worth way more than 25 cents? Show an image of the 2000p quarter and close-up shots of the details. So, why would a coin that seems so common be valued at millions of dollars? Well, it all comes down to rarity and errors. Rare error coins, some 2000p quarters, have what's called a minting error, and these are what make them incredibly valuable. One of the most famous errors for the 2000p quarter is the mule error. Show close-up visuals of a mule error coin, a quarter with the wrong reverse or mismatched designs. The mule error occurs when the obverse, the head, of the Washington quarter is paired with the reverse, the tail, of another coin by mistake during the minting process. This kind of mistake creates a unique coin that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Now, let's talk about the million-dollar question: how much are these coins actually worth? Values of error coins: these mule error coins have been known to sell for incredible prices at auctions. Some have fetched over $1 million, making them one of the most valuable modern error coins in existence. Yes, you heard that right, millions of dollars for a 25-cent coin. Show auction footage or screenshots of high-value coin sales. Now, the big question is, do you have one of these valuable coins? Here's what you should be looking for. Check these features. First, inspect the coin closely for any design mismatches between the obverse and reverse. If you notice anything unusual, you might have a rare mule error quarter. Secondly, check the mint mark. The P under Washington's head indicates it was minted in Philadelphia, which is where these error coins were most likely produced. Display close-up of the P mint mark and the Washington head. If you think you found a rare 2000p quarter, your next step should be to get it professionally appraised. Certified coin graders can authenticate your coin and give you a precise value. And remember, if it's a legitimate mule error, you could be holding a coin worth millions. Finding a rare error coin like the 2000p Washington quarter could be a life-changing discovery. So, next time you check your pocket change, take a closer look. You might just be holding onto a hidden treasure worth millions. We're diving into a special find, the 2000p mint mark Maryland $quarter coin. You won't believe how this simple coin might be worth millions of dollars. Let's break it down and see what makes it so unique. First, let's talk about the basics of this coin. Released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 state quarters program, this Maryland quarter was struck in the year 2000, and it features the beautiful Maryland State House on the reverse side. It was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it has the P mint mark. This quarter is made of copper nickel and has a face value of 25 cents. However, some coins have fetched astronomical prices in auctions. So how did these simple 25-cent pieces become worth millions? There are a few reasons why certain Maryland quarters can be worth a fortune. First up, rarity. Some of these quarters were struck with errors during the minting process, making them highly sought after by collectors. One of the most famous errors is known as the off-center strike or die misalignment, where the design on the coin isn't perfectly centered. Then there's the condition of the coin. Coins that have been preserved in pristine condition, graded as MS67 or higher by professional services, are incredibly rare. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. You might be sitting on a treasure chest if your Maryland quarter is in near-perfect condition. Now, let's get into the jaw-dropping part: how much these coins have sold for. A few 2000p Maryland quarters with error strikes or in top-tier condition have fetched prices in the thousands, with some rumored to have gone for over $1 million in private auctions. In one well-known case, a 2000 Maryland quarter with a major minting error was sold for over $5,000. And for coins in pristine, mint state grades, the sky's the limit. If a coin with a unique error is discovered, its value can easily soar into the millions. So, how can you tell if your 2000p Maryland quarter is worth millions? Here's what you need to look for. Check for errors like misstrikes, double dies, or other unusual markings. Inspect the condition. The fewer scratches, dents, or wear marks, the better. Get it graded. Coins graded by professional services like NGC or PCGS can have their value boosted significantly. If you have one of these quarters, it's worth taking a closer look. It could be a rare gem hiding in plain sight, and you could be holding a coin worth a fortune. Take it to a professional appraiser or send it off to get graded to find out its true value. We're exploring a 2000p mint mark South Carolina state quarter that could be hiding in your pocket, and believe it or not, it's worth millions of dollars. Let's start with the basics. This quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. The 2000 South Carolina quarter was minted to celebrate the state's history, showcasing symbols like the palmetto tree, Carolina wren, and the yellow jessamine flower. It's a beautiful coin, but the real treasure is in the rare variants. Now, not every 2000p South Carolina quarter is worth millions. Most are just 25 cents. But there are a few rare and valuable versions that collectors go absolutely crazy for. These specific coins have errors or unique features that make them super valuable. The most sought-after versions have errors such as double die strikes, where the image or text is stamped twice, creating a slightly doubled appearance. There are also misstrikes, like off-center strikes, which happen when the coin is not correctly aligned during minting. These mistakes can increase the value from a quarter to thousands or even millions. Another factor that makes some of these coins worth so much is their condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers being more valuable. If your 2000 South Carolina quarter is in near-perfect condition, also known as MS-70, Mint State 70, you could be sitting on a goldmine. Coins graded this high are extremely rare and can fetch mind-blowing prices at auction. Let me tell you about some jaw-dropping sales. In recent years, some 2000p South Carolina quarters with rare errors and in mint condition have sold for astronomical prices. At auctions, these coins have fetched anywhere from thousands to even over $1 million. That's right, one quarter sold for over $1 million. Just imagine, a little 25-cent piece turning into a life-changing fortune. Isn't that amazing? Alright, so you might be wondering, do I have one of these valuable quarters? Here's what you should do to check. Look for the P Mint mark on the front side, near Washington's portrait. This shows it was minted in Philadelphia. Like double die or off-center strikes. You might need a magnifying glass for this. If it's worn out, it's less likely to be valuable, but a near-mint condition coin could be worth a fortune. If you think you have a rare coin, it's worth sending it in for professional grading by services like PCGS or NGC. Who knew a simple quarter could be worth millions, right? The 2000p South Carolina quarter is proof that treasure hunting is alive and well. So, don't forget to check your change, inspect those coins carefully, and who knows, you could be the next person to strike it rich. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more incredible coin discoveries. Turn on notifications so you never miss out on a potential fortune hiding in your pocket. We've got something special, a 2001D Washington $quarter coin that could be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right, millions of dollars. Let's dig in and find out what makes this coin so valuable. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been a key part of U.S. currency since 1932, featuring George Washington on the obverse, or front, of the coin. The 2001D quarter comes from the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small d mint mark right below the words, "In God We Trust." In total, over 1.1 billion of these quarters were minted at Denver in 2001. So you might be wondering, with over a billion 2001D quarters in circulation, why would this coin be worth millions? The answer lies in its rarity and errors. The most valuable 2001D quarters are those that contain rare minting errors or are in exceptionally pristine condition. Let's take a look at some of the key factors that can make your 2001D quarter incredibly valuable. First up, minting errors. Mint errors can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Here are a few error types to look out for on the 2001D Washington quarter. These occur when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. If the design is off-center by more than 15%, the value can shoot up dramatically. Another rare but highly sought-after error is a double die. This occurs when the die strikes the coin twice, leaving a doubling effect on the design elements like Washington's profile or the letters. This happens when a portion of the coin is missing due to a flaw in the metal planchet. A quarter with a clipped planchet can also fetch a hefty price. Cracks on the die that strike the coin can cause raised lines on the coin's surface. These are rare and collectors love them. Next up, condition. Even if your 2001 D quarter doesn't have an error, its condition could still make it valuable. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by organizations like the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. MS65, MS70, mint state, uncirculated coins with sharp details, no wear, and strong luster. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A perfectly graded MS70 2001 D Washington quarter is extremely rare, and collectors will pay big money for one. Now, the million-dollar question: how can a 2001 D Washington quarter be worth millions? Recently, a few special 2001 D quarters have surfaced that are ultra-rare due to a combination of multiple factors: unique errors, flawless condition, and their unique historical importance. These coins were sold at private auctions to high-end collectors for well over $1 million. While finding one of these million-dollar coins is like winning the lottery, it's always worth keeping an eye out, especially if you have a coin with rare errors or in uncirculated condition. So, how can you find out if your 2001 D Washington quarter is worth a fortune? Look closely for any minting errors like off-center strikes, doubling, or die cracks. Is your coin shiny with no wear? The better the condition, the more it's worth. If you think you have a rare or pristine coin, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. Rare and high-grade coins can fetch top dollar at numismatic auctions or online marketplaces like eBay. Who knew that a simple 2001 D Washington quarter could potentially be worth millions? If you have one of these coins, be sure to inspect it closely, it could change your life. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin discoveries. Who knows, your next coin could be a hidden treasure. We're diving deep into the world of coin collecting with a special focus on the 2002 D Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that right, a 2002 Denver minted quarter that could be worth a fortune, possibly even millions of dollars. Let's find out why this coin is so valuable and how you can determine if you have one of these rare gems sitting in your collection. So, let's start with a bit of background. The 2002 D Washington quarter was minted as part of the 50 State Quarters program, with this particular quarter representing the state of Tennessee. Over 286 million of these quarters were produced at the Denver Mint, which is why it's common in circulation. But what makes some of these coins incredibly valuable? The key to the 2002 D quarter's value lies in a few rare features and errors. These can drastically increase the coin's worth. Let's look at the factors that could make your quarter worth thousands or even millions. There are a few famous mint errors that can skyrocket the value of these coins. Some quarters might have errors like double dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes. These errors happen when the coin is struck improperly, resulting in a unique, one-of-a-kind quarter. If you happen to own one of these error coins, you might be holding a jackpot. The second factor is condition. A coin graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, at MS68 or higher is extremely rare. Coins in mint state condition that are graded this high are flawless, with no wear or imperfections visible even under magnification. If you have a 2002 D quarter in such pristine condition, it can be worth big bucks. To give you a sense of how valuable these quarters can be, let's take a look at some recent auction sales. One high-grade 2002 D Tennessee quarter, graded MS68, sold for over $1,500 at auction. And those with mint errors have fetched even more. Some experts believe that certain pristine, error-filled 2002 D quarters could reach values in the hundreds of thousands, or even millions, if they ever go up for auction. So, how can you check if your 2002 D quarter is worth millions? Here's a quick guide. Step: look for the D mint mark on the front side of the coin, just next to Washington's ponytail. If you see it, you have a 2002 D quarter from the Denver Mint. Step: examine the coin under magnification. Look for any doubling, cracks, or unusual features. Any major minting errors could drastically increase the value. Step: assess the condition. If your quarter has no visible scratches or wear, it could be worth sending to a professional grading service. Who knew that a coin you might find in your spare change could be worth so much? The 2002 D Washington quarter is just one example of how fascinating and lucrative coin collecting can be. If you think you've got a rare one, make sure to get it graded and keep an eye on auctions. You never know, you could be sitting on $1 million treasure. We're diving into a coin that might surprise you, the 2016 P Washington quarter dollar, which could be worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Stay tuned to learn everything you need to know about this coin and what makes it so valuable. Before we get into the value, let's talk a little bit about the history of the 2016 Washington quarter. This coin was minted as part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating U.S. national parks and historical sites. The P Mint mark indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But what sets this coin apart isn't just its design, it's the rare errors and unique features that can skyrocket its value. Now, let's get into the exciting part: why some of these 2016 P quarters are fetching such high prices. The key to their value often lies in minting errors. These errors can occur during the production process and create rare variants that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. Some of the most sought-after errors include misstrikes, double dies, off-center errors, and coins with missing or extra features. For example, there have been reports of quarters with missing clad layers, which can make the coin look like it's missing part of its design. Other errors involve doubling in the text or images on the coin. These rare mistakes are like winning the lottery for collectors. So, how much are we talking about here? Well, regular 2016 P quarters in circulated condition are worth their face value, 25 cents. But, if you happen to have a coin with one of these rare errors, the value can skyrocket. Some of these error coins have been sold at auctions for thousands, even millions of dollars. In 2021, for instance, a rare 2016 P quarter with a major minting error was auctioned for over $1.5 million. So, if you come across a 2016 P quarter in your change, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. You never know, you might be holding $1 million coin. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have a valuable 2016 P quarter? First, you'll want to look for the P Mint mark on the front side of the coin, right next to George Washington's portrait. Then, inspect the coin closely for any unusual features. This includes anything from doubling in the letters or numbers to misaligned images. It's a good idea to invest in a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to really get a good look. If you suspect you have a rare error, it's worth having the coin professionally graded by experts like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can certify the authenticity of your coin and give you an accurate value. The 2016 P Washington quarter might just be one of the most valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to the coin world, it's always a thrill to know that your spare change could be worth millions. So, start checking those quarters, and who knows, you might strike gold. Remember, every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story can make you rich. 2017 P quarter dollar in your pocket change and discovering it could be worth millions. Sounds unbelievable, right? But rare coins like this have made headlines in the world of collectors, and today, I'm going to tell you all about the 2017 P Washington quarter that's capturing the attention of numismatists everywhere. Stay tuned because you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Let's start with the basics. The 2017 P quarter dollar is part of the America the Beautiful quarters series, featuring George Washington on the obverse and various national parks and landmarks on the reverse. The P Mint mark indicates it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the key mints in the United States. So, what makes this particular 2017 P quarter dollar so valuable? There are a few factors at play. Coins that have minting errors, such as double die strikes, misalignments, or planchet errors, can be incredibly valuable. Some 2017 P quarters have these rare errors, making them highly sought after. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. Coins graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, as mint state 67 or higher can fetch unbelievable prices at auction. A perfect or near-perfect 2017 P quarter in pristine condition could easily break the bank. Although millions of these coins were minted, only a tiny percentage of them remain in perfect condition, free of scratches, dings, or blemishes. Collectors and investors are always on the hunt for these rare gems. Here's where things get really interesting. Some 2017 P quarters with rare errors or in top-grade condition have sold for thousands, yes, thousands of dollars. In rare cases, coins can even be valued in the millions due to their uniqueness or historical significance. Auctions have shown that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary prices for the right coin. So, how can you tell if your 2017 P quarter dollar is one of these rare, valuable coins? Here's what to look for. Look closely at the coin for any signs of errors. This includes misprints, double dies, or any strange imperfections in the design. Is your coin free from scratches and wear? Coins in pristine condition are much more valuable. You might want to invest in a magnifying glass or take it to a professional grader to get a better idea of its condition. The best way to determine the true value of your coin is to have it professionally graded by an organization like PCGS or NGC. They'll give you a certified grade that can skyrocket your coin's value at auction. Who would have thought that a simple 2017 P quarter dollar could hold such incredible value? Whether it's an error coin or a high-grade rarity, there are some serious opportunities for collectors out there. Make sure to check your change carefully. You never know what hidden gems might be hiding in your pocket or coin jar. Could you be the next person to discover a coin worth millions? Only time will tell.